Hello, good day everyone. This is Teacher Jeffrey again, and this is English 6 Quarter 3 Lesson 4, which is all about inferring meaning of borrowed words using context clues. And let's start. For your activity 1, you will going to try and learn. The directions is read each situation below, choose or use the context clue in the sentence to figure out the meaning of the underlined word. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Many returning individuals must be quarantined for 14 days before they can go home to their respective families to ensure that they are free from COVID-19 coronavirus. The underlined word is quarantined. What does it mean? A. Isolated. B. Treated. C. Returned. D. Acknowledged. What's the answer? Okay, letter A. Isolated. Number 2. After being quarantined, one locally stranded individual or LSI complained of being treated as an outcast by his neighbors, as the latter seemed scared to even talk or look at him. What do you mean by the underlined word outcast? A. Foreigner. B. Castaway. C. Movie. D. Intruder. What's the answer? Letter B. Castaway. Number 3. It brings delight when somebody close to us turns negative in his or her swab test. Indeed, gladness dwells in our hearts when this kind of news comes. What do you mean by the underlined word delight? A. Surprised. B. Happiness. C. Discouraged. D. Frightened. What's the answer? Correct answer, letter B. Happiness. Number 4. During this pandemic crisis, our movements are being restricted in order to protect all of us from being contaminated by the deadly COVID-19 coronavirus. What do you mean by the underlined word contaminated? Letter A. Infected. B. Cleared. C. Counted. D. Compared. What's the answer? Letter A. Infected. Number 5. Being symptomatic for coronavirus, the condition of the elderly woman was described by the doctor as grave, as she could hardly breathe and move. What do you mean by the word grave? A. Temporary. B. Serious. C. Necessary. D. Important. What's the answer? Letter B. Serious. To give you full understanding of what are context clues, because sometimes we do not know the meaning of some borrowed words when reading a book. Sometimes we tend to open a dictionary to find the meaning of such words, but we usually don't bring a dictionary. So the tendency is we intentionally skip the word and move on without knowing the real meaning of the word. Such action does not make you understand fully what you read. So what are context clues? So context clues are words or phrases found within the sentence or paragraph that can help readers to understand new words. These words give you an idea of what the word means. They also serve as hints or clues in the sentences that can help you understand what the unfamiliar words mean. And also, it helps you figure out the meaning of a word. They are often in the sentence where the unknown words appear. They can include synonyms, antonyms, definitions, explanations, examples, or a contrast or comparison. For example, a proposal, an act of suggesting or offering something for consideration, was made by the man to the girl, and that was marriage. As you noticed, the word proposal is preceded by a comma, which means that the next phrase, an act of suggesting or offering something for consideration, is the meaning of the word. So the meaning of the word can be found within the sentence. So this example here uses a context clue which is all about definition. Next example. The pandemic frightens the world because it could mean death for 1 million people. The underlined word here is pandemic. So in this sentence, though the meaning of the underlined word is not found within the sentence, it could be understood that pandemic means an outbreak of the disease because the word death, which means or which serves as a clue that supports the word pandemic. So if you don't know the meaning of the word, try to examine other words in the sentence. And the third example, Denise is really brilliant. She gets perfect in almost every examination in class. The underlined word here is brilliant, which is the difficult word. So what do you think is the meaning of this difficult word? The answer is bright, because the clue in the sentence says she gets perfect in almost every examination in class, meaning to say the kid or the girl is a bright pupil because she gets perfect in almost every examination in class. So meaning to say brilliant means bright. Okay, now let's try to answer. The direction is read every sentence with understanding, then infer the meaning of the underlined words based on context clues. Let's start. Number 1. From the balcony, the creak of a rocking chair could be heard. The underlined word here is creak. A. A sharp sound of a moving object. B. Sharp sound with pounding an object. C. Falling. D. Breaking. What's the answer? Very good. The answer is a sharp sound of a moving object. Number 2. The creatively painted bronze jar was our humble offering to the great man. The underlined word here is humble. What does it mean? A. Expensive. B. Modest. C. Extraordinary. D. Immense. What's the answer? Correct. Letter B. Modest. Number 3. My friend is very eccentric. He eats the banana peelings but throws the fruit away. The underlined word is eccentric. What does it mean? A. Normal. B. Strange. C. Messy. D. Wise. What's the answer? Okay, letter B. Strange. Number 4. The room was so full that there was hardly a space for him. However, he managed to squeeze his little frame in and got a glimpse of the showman. The underlined word here is frame. What does it mean in the sentence? A. Picture. B. Spirit. C. Head. D. Body. What's the answer? It's letter D, body. Number 5. The guest speaker delivered a very inspiring welcome address. The underlined word is welcome address. What does it mean? A. A place of residence. B. Connection. C. Speech. D. Sound. And the answer is letter B. Connection. And for our activity 2, the following sentences are commonly heard this pandemic time. Read each sentence and get the meaning of the underlined word through context clues. And the number 1 is done for you. So for example, the pandemic, an outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographic area, has already claimed more than 1 million lives, changed the ways we transact business, and stopped us from having face-to-face classes in schools. So the underlined word there is pandemic, and pandemic means an outbreak of a disease. So it is stated there that the pandemic is being defined using a context clues, which is a definition, an outbreak of a disease. As you notice, there is a comma after the word, and the following statement, it will be the definition of the difficult word in the sentence. Okay, let's proceed to number 2, and this time you will going to answer this. My mother is very much updated on the prices of basic commodities, the products that can be bought in the market, especially during Christmas season. So commodities means blank. Okay, you will now give the answer. For number 3, we must always be conscious of the proper disposal of garbage to observe health and sanitation, a way of promoting hygiene and prevention of disease. The underlined word is sanitation. So you will now going to define what is the meaning of the difficult word sanitation. So sanitation means blank. Now give the answer. For number 4, because of the serious situation the nation is facing, President Duterte called for a meeting of all cabinet members as he believed time was critical. The underlined word here is critical, and you are going to define what's the meaning of the word critical. So critical means blank. Now give the answer. And for number 5, leave unimportant things at home. Bring the essential ones as they are necessary in your activities at work. The underlined word is essential. Now it's time for you to define what is the meaning of the word essential. So essential means blank. And here are the answers for activity 2 from number 2 to number 5. For number 2, commodities mean products that can be bought in the market. Number 3, sanitation mean promoting hygiene. Number 4, critical mean serious. And number 5, essential mean necessary. And for your assessment, please prepare a piece of paper. Then the direction will be read each situation below, use the context clue in the sentence to figure out the meaning of the underlined word. Write the letter only. Number 1. Public health actions such as social distancing can make people feel isolated, and only because they have to stay far away from other people. What do you mean by the underlined word isolated? A. Secluded. B. Treated. C. Returned. D. Acknowledged. For number 2, children may also feel upset if someone in their family has COVID-19. This state of happiness and disappointment have to be coped with the members of the family. The underlined word is upset. What does it mean? A. Happy. B. Frightened. C. Worried. D. Surprised. Number 3. COVID-19 spreads very efficiently and rapidly, and large number of people become infected. When this occurs in multiple countries, we have a pandemic. The underlined word is pandemic. What does it mean? A. Issue. B. Infection. C. Plague. D. Widespread. Number 4. No matter where you go, the internet is following you. Almost every portable device is made with an internet connection. Every business transaction and every education activity require an internet connectivity. Indeed, internet is ubiquitous. If something is ubiquitous, it is a blank. The underlined word is ubiquitous. What does it mean? A. Real. B. Costly. C. Everywhere. D. Scary. Number 5. Because we are placed in an enhanced community quarantine or ACQ due to the COVID cases in the neighborhood, we are no longer allowed to go gallivant around like we used to do before, going from one place to another to shop for our favorite things or together for relationship enhancement's sake. The underlined word is gallivant. What does it mean? A. Wander. B. Buy. C. Enjoy. D. Assemble. And here are the answers for the assessment. Number 1, letter A. Number 2, letter C. Number 3, letter D. And number 4, letter C. And the last number 5 is letter A. Are all your answers correct? That's great. And that's all for today's lesson. I hope you learned something today and thank you for listening. If you want to be updated with all my videos uploads, you may subscribe my channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated. Thank you and goodbye.